Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday, the 18th of November, 2019. And we are looking at Fed Chair Jerome Powell's comments to Congress last week, warning them of the danger of ever-spiraling debt. So let's investigate. As we write this podcast at 10:15 GMT, gold is currently standing at $1,458, down almost $10, and silver is at $16.82, down 14 cents. We pointed out in our weekly update published on Saturday that from a technical point of view, if gold falls and holds below 1460, it would then meet the next support level at 1446. Let's see how this plays out. Silver too may be testing its next support level, and if that is breached, then the $16 we predicted as possible is certainly on the cards, though we suspect that there may be some news this week which may give gold and silver a slight boost to prevent their falls being too dramatic. Now, we've placed a link to our update in the description box below. Anyway, one of the issues which ironically bodes well for gold and silver over the medium to long term, is the continuing rise in US debt. And by this we mean the national debt. Such is the situation that when Fed Chair Jerome Powell gave testimony at congressional hearings last week, he expressed serious concern over the ever-burgeoning debt figure, which this morning, looking at the US debt clock, stands at $23.05 trillion. On the 31st of October, just over 2 weeks ago, the US Treasury issued a report highlighting by how much the deficit has been growing, and we place a link in the description box below to that report. It's an interesting but lengthy PDF. Now, one of the aspects it highlights is that in October, the debt rose by $134.5 billion, some 34% higher than the same period the previous year. 2020 projections suggest another $1 trillion being added to the national debt, taking it over $24 trillion. And that is based on the US Trump administration not adopting additional tax cut or major infrastructure spending policies. This is the key warning amongst many that Jerome Powell gave, quote, "The federal budget is on an unsustainable path with high and rising debt. Over time, this outlook could restrain fiscal policy makers' willingness or ability to support economic activity during a downturn," unquote. You see, the Fed has already embarked on a series of interest rate cuts this year, 3 in fact, with the Fed funds rate now resting at 1.5 to 1.75%. With the Fed already admitting that negative interest rates would prove harmful to the economy and therefore does not plan going there, it has little room for manoeuvre with regard to lowering rates much further. They have already also expanded their balance sheet recently too, with bailing out the repo market and purchasing government treasuries. So much so that Reuters in September reported that, quote, "The US Federal Reserve's balance sheet could end up between $3.8 trillion and $4.7 trillion by 2025, according to projections collected by the New York Fed," unquote. Now, we suspect, based on current calculations, that this could actually prove higher and above that level reached during the peak of its QE program. Now, before we all panic, the Fed is of the opinion that the US economy is sufficiently strong at present not to have to reduce rates further this year. However, whatever it does on that front will have limited impact compared to government spending. The difficulty now is that the Trump administration is keen to achieve growth levels above that currently experienced. However, reports from Europe, the IMF, and China itself are showing that world growth is both slowing down and at a rate where they have revised their forecast downwards on multiple occasions. This is why, in the medium to long term, we believe, just on this fact alone, that gold first, followed by silver, have a bright future in terms of price appreciation. That said, while stock markets are roaring, it may take a little while. But when the momentum ceases and eventually reverses, these will be two amongst many catalysts to witness that precious metal price upswing. Now, we do believe that the time is not here yet, but it is looming. What do you think? Do share your thoughts. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.